happening? Got a quick Morgan dollar coin ring to make today. It's gonna be another big one, size 13 and a half. Made one the other day that was I think it was 14 and a half, which is quite a stretch. It's beautiful Morgan. This is a 1921. It's gonna be tails out, so the date will be on the inside. It's not terribly important. The reed is beautiful. Should be good to go. So let's do this. I'm going to use a 5/8 inch punch today since this is going to be stretched so much. Depending on which punch you use, will tell you basically the thickness of your ring. So if you use a smaller punch, there'll be less of a hole cut out in the center, so you'll have a wider band. Bigger punch, you'll have a thinner band. When you're dealing with sizes in the anything over like 13, you're probably going to want to go with the bigger punch, because most likely the person's going to have bigger hands. They're not going to want a super thick ring on those hands because they got a lot to deal with as it is. That's how I am anyways. I like I have kind of big fingers, and I like the smaller band because any bigger fingers be kind of, I don't know, need to be able to move. What am I doing? And this is loud, so cover your ears. I always lose my Lego, man. Always lose my Legos, man. So there's our center. Those I just squished it a tiny bit. Literally just enough to curve one of the sides in so I can fit it in my little scrap jar. It doesn't fit normally. See? Didn't press it down hard enough. There we go. Scraps. Melt that down later. Alright, so we've got our center punch. Very important that that is centered too, otherwise you'll end up with a wonky ring where one side is longer than the other. And actually I don't even know if it would, if you could actually ring a coin like that. not sanding. There's no freaking grit on this stuff. Why is this sucking so bad? Why is this sucking so bad? Well, you need a little grit on your sandpaper. A little bit. I don't need much. I prefer it to be really, really dull. Like I use 220 grit, and that is even a little too gritty. Too nitty gritty. Let's do this. Oh, I have a viewer. Wow. Let's go to the heat. Way over here. Way over here. It's gonna be give it about 30-40 seconds of heat. If the sun wasn't shining in, the coin would turn a dull red. Heat it up to several hundred degrees. Make the metal softer and more pliable. If you're ever making a coin ring or attempting a coin ring, it's best to use a cleaned coin or a dirty coin, because you're going to heat it and it's going to turn colors. You're going to do a lot to it, and at the end you can make it super pretty anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, let's have some fun here. Going to be tails out, so we're going to put the heads in here first. Heads up, 7-Up, and start the folding process. This die holds it centered and in place. This cone will start to shape it. There's step one. I'm going to go back to the heat real quick. And I go to the heat quite often. With 90% silver, you're safe heating it up quite a bit. You're not going to have really too much pitting issues or anything like that. With silver, pure silver, if you overheat it, you'll get some weird pitting. I can't remember what the name of that's called, but I've seen it before. I've never had it happen to myself. But it can really mess up a pure silver coin. Alright, so I'm going to go to the next size die. Whichever die fits in the closest to the top end, so you have more room to push it through. If I put it on this side, it would push through the bottom quicker than it would putting it on this side. So that is as far as we can go with the cones. If I press any further, actually you pretty much can't. It's sucked up. So right now, this ring is pretty large size out of 15. But we're going to continue to stretch this ring out so that when we reduce it, we have a proper size. If I reduce it now, we'll end up having to stretch it again later, and that could misshape it. So I'm going to stretch it now. Basically, at this point, my main goal is to get the side walls as straight as possible rather than cone shaped. And I can explain that in a second here. I want to stretch this side out towards closer to being level with this, because when I start reducing it in this small die, putting it in like so, it'll shrink the top part, and I want to level it out with the bottom. So the higher this is up, the easier it is to level that out. And we're going to the stretcher, but I'm plugged in. Let me unplug this phone. My arm may be in the way, but if I move it to this other table, it'll definitely fall off. So we're starting to stretch this part, getting it closer to where we're at up here. We probably stretched it a whole enough to where it doesn't fit on the stretcher anymore, so it's probably a good size and a half. We're going for a 13 and a half. I'm going to stretch just a tiny bit more, but take it to the heat again beforehand. Alright, so that's as far as I'm going to go with it on that step. We got a little bit closer up here so we don't have to press it through this as much, which will make it to where this doesn't shrink too far. So last time on the heat, and let's finish this guy up. I'm going to wrap it in some Teflon tape to protect the metal and metal contact. Real quick on my lap because it's quicker. Oh crap. Tape separated. putting it in this die here, reed side up. Makeup pad and a push rod will protect that reed. Move to the next size. Next size push rod. See what's happening because the tape detail, the top is being pressed down in this die, making it more level with this side. There's still a little bit further to go, but I ran out of die room in this die, so we're gonna go to the next die down, which is not this guy, it is this guy. Fits right in there. Go to the next push rod down and just give it a tad bit. Just enough to make that edge straight. Probably be right about there. Shouldn't have messed with our sizing too much. We should still be really large, which we are. I could pull this guy right off of here if I needed to. So, we are good so far. We'll take this tape off of here and inspect our work. See where we're at. Everything looks good. We have no metal shavings to worry about. It could be pressed in. Everything's good. So one final step with the heat and we will finish this guy up. If the person who purchased this ring happens to be here watching right now, see I have 2 watchers. There's at the bottom of the page there's a live chat you can hit. Just say hello so I know you're here. Or if you're just watching for fun, say hello. This is live right now, unless you're watching a replay. We're live! Alright, we are good to go now. So this is what we look like. We're still slightly cone shaped. I'm going to wrap it again in some tape on my lap. Alright. Kind of clean up my area a little bit here. And let's finish this. So I always check to see where the smaller side sits. This little white, this gap with the white tape showing through kind of lets me know that I need to push down at least that far on the reeded side to get the shaping right on the outside. Which was about that gap right there. What that does is it pushes in our reeded side. Now I know for sure that this side and this side are the same as far as the top. So now I want to check our sizing to see how much further we can go with it. We're going for 13.5 and we're at 14. I could press this all the way down to a 12 and be safe, because I have about a size and a half to work with that reed to take off. So I can go another size and a half press down. Before I do that, I'm going to remove this sliver of metal that's being produced. Actually, let me do this right. Just retape this guy in a second, because this could damage the ring. That little sliver, there's like one small sliver that gets produced when you press these edges down, and it's super thin, and it could come back to haunt you. If it folds over and goes up here and you press it in, it can mess up your reed, or if it gets pressed into the detail, it can take the detail off. So we're good. I'm gonna wrap it one last time. We are about ready to call this one a day. Alright, so we got a size and a half to work with. I'm going to press the reeded side down first. I'm going to go about there. And then press the other side down to the exact same part. See, there's a little metal shaving. If I would have kept going, that would have been what would have got us. See that? It's a whole piece of silver. Alright. So yeah. Last part, just press this down exactly the same distance. Ensure that the outside of our ring is dead on. We're about right there. Check our sizing. I'm hoping we're sitting at about a 12. Yeah, we're still shy. So I can press a little further. We're at about a 12 and a half. It's best to go short than to overdo it, because then once you have to take it back to the stretcher, you're going to have some issues. Alright. The shavings. So now we're good there. So now we're done with our press, we're done with our stretcher, we're done with everything except for the finishing tools. Got our shape down. The outside is done except for polishing. We're perfect at a 12. And now we're going to go to the deburring tool, which will take off that size and a half that we need to get rid of on the inside, while also making it a very comfortable ring. It's just a lip right now, so if you wore it as is, it would just be held on with that one little lip, and it would be super uncomfortable to wear. So this takes off large shavings of silver. And we're only hitting that little lip. We're not hitting any of the inside detail of the ring. I want to keep every bit of detail of this coin on here so that you know exactly what it was, what year it was, every word that's written. I can feel that lip going away. Let's check our size. We're at a 12 3/4. We're halfway where we need to be. depending on how you wear it, I always prefer to wear it reed side up. And we are sitting at almost 13. And there's still some lip to remove here. All right. I think we are there. 13 and just shy of the half, which is perfect, because now we are going to sand both the reeded side and the cut side to make it look rounder and more professional. Again, without hitting any of the detail of the coin inside or outside. I'm going to hit all those same spots with some 2000 grit sandpaper to really soften that up. Get rid of any kind of sanding scratch marks that might be there, which I use really soft sandpaper, so there generally isn't any. But it just eliminates any kind of flaws. Then steel wool inside and out. Get rid of all that burn marks from the heat. Get it to a raw state, and we'll polish it up behind my old scammer bingo board. I have another YouTube channel where I scam bait, which is calling known scammers, and messing with them and wasting their time, making them think they have a customer that's going to pay. And I have my 1,000 sub stream today at noon Pacific time, so I got a scammer bingo board ready to go. Anytime they say one of those words behind me, take it off and we get a bingo. I'm drinking. Should be fun. Alright, inside is good to go. The reed is beautiful. Cut side is dead on. And the outside looks great. So we just need to polish this up and she is done. Let's go to the polisher. Polishing compound. I need to wear gloves because this coin gets very hot from the friction. Gets up to, I don't know how hot, but it would burn through the carpet if it hit the ground, I'm sure. Definitely burn me. I'm gonna hit the inside first. Apologize about the light. The sun's coming through my skylights and I can't really control that. Even through my glove, this thing is super hot. Now's the hard part, getting this to focus. Let's see where we can get some good light at. It's so shiny it's going to be impossible to capture a decent photo of this. There's the $1 where it says $1. Impossible to capture the beauty of this guy. If I had a patina finish, it'd be okay, but with it being so shiny, impossible. Anyways, I will take pictures of it, post it on Luke's Coin Art for both Instagram and Facebook. Jose, you are watching. Thanks, man. The thing is absolutely stunning. I'll send you pictures through Etsy, so you can see the detail. I'll capture better detail on my camera, and get you some good picks. It's dead on at a 13.5. Tails out, polished finish as requested. For those that are watching this in the future, not live, today all coin ring prices went up. These are available. They're $125 shipped. Trying to get some detail here. It's there, you just can't see it. Plus the YouTube app isn't the best. There's our read. Very pretty ring. So yeah, Jose, I'll send you pics. Thanks for watching. Luke's Coin Art. You can check out all my art. And please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Hopefully daily we'll be doing some cool stuff. Focus. Kind of see the inside. But that's it, guys. Thank you. Have a good day. Enjoy your week.